having a demo on SAP AI, like AI ML solutions. But before that, let me tell you myself first. Okay. So I have around 18 years of experience in SAP domain, and from last 4 to 5 years, I'm working in AI and ML technologies, and since SAP AI is quite new, so from last 2.5 years, I'm working on this AI, SAP AI related SAP BTP and all that. So from my educational background, I have completed my MTech in artificial intelligence and machine learning from IIT Jammu, and I have worked on major clients related to product-based companies and or retail-based companies or service-based. So I have uh, close to work on probably 8 to 9 domains as well. And coming towards the SAP technology part, so I have a very good experience in SAP HANA, uh, SAP CRM, ABAP, now SAP BTP and SAP EI. So that was all about myself. You can check my on LinkedIn. Around LinkedIn, that is fine. Okay. So let's begin. The first thing is, what is AI? Okay. Let's think through that. Okay, what is an AI? So AI is actually it's a kind of an ability of machines to simulate human intelligence. Okay. So as I mentioned, so AI is actually it's a ability of machines to simulate human intelligence. Okay. And generally previous to AI, okay, we had something called you might have heard about or worked on it automation part, right? So automation was before AI. Now automation has so many limitations that it can work on predefined steps only. It cannot put their own brains. It cannot you cannot use automation techniques for any kind of predictions or any kind of it was just helping you to fasten up the ongoing task or day to day work. Okay. But here in AI, it actually tries to imitate you. It actually tries to copy the human intelligence. Okay. So that's why we call it as an artificial intelligence. Okay. And of course, it is not doing it just by doing a copy paste. It is done by through very smart and intelligent way. Okay. In the screen, you see one picture, right? So at the bottom, you see SAP BTP, and here you see traditional enterprise at the left-hand side. So previously, if AI era, you can say that. So SAP was working on traditional enterprise. It was ERP master, yes, of course, and today also it is ERP master. So they were working on old stuff like SAP, ABAP and on-premise. Now they have moved on to on-cloud. Okay. So now with the help of AI in BTP, okay, they have transformed themselves from SAP's transfer from traditional enterprise to intelligent enterprise. Okay, that's the first thing. So how it is done and what is the key feature, okay, that we will discuss. So first characteristic is the learning part. Like it actually tries to adapt new data without explicit programming. So here, what happens in SAP AI? So you might have heard about some of the techniques like it is trying to learn new data. Okay. And regarding the programming part, don't worry on that. Okay. We will have some breather session also on Python. Okay, which is commonly used here. And Python is very fluid language, you can say, okay, which is required in SAP or in general AI. Okay. Then coming to reasoning, so it makes decision based on the rules and data. Okay. And perception says interpreting sensory input vision. So see what happens in AI. These are common characteristics of a normal AI. You can say, okay, learning new things, reasoning, and generating a perception. Okay, and problem solving, right? So what are these characteristics? We'll look into it by going through the system. In coming slides, you will see the architecture. Probably I will explain you more in detail. Okay. So next is this architecture. So AI, ML, and Gen AI architecture. Okay. This is actually very important architecture. So at the first circle, if you see the bigger circle, if you see it's an artificial intelligence. Okay. As I mentioned, artificial intelligence, it is used to imitate human intelligence. Okay. So that's the first thing. That is the complete globe, you can say. Now inside that, we have a smaller box called machine learning. Okay. What is a machine learning? Machine learning is actually, it's kind of a learning you are giving to your machines, to your system. That okay, you are asking a machine to learn something and try to give results or try to predict results. Okay. That is called a machine learning. Right? As I said previously, that there was something like automation. Now here it transformed to machine learning. Automation was just working on some predefined steps. Here you give the data, machine will learn, and then probably they will give you predict or they give you some new results based on your new data set or unknown data set. Or they might predict that okay, your sale as per your data you provided me for 10 years. For example, if I take example of sales data, okay, sales. So suppose I am supplying my 10 years data to the machine learning. Okay. Now, based on my past performance, my machine learning model will try to predict that okay, what will be how much you must sell, which product you must sell, how much you sell in coming next six months. It will tell you very, very clearly. So you can think of that and you can take the direction. Sometimes what happens is you're doing good sales, but in some of the regions, okay, some of the regions sale is not good. Okay. So that can also be some insight you can get it from machine learning also. That, okay, how that can be improved. Okay. So that is one thing. We'll be looking into it in more detail. Okay. And inside is how it will be done. All these things I'm saying how it is done in machine learning. So these are three techniques. Okay. The teaching mechanism you can say. First is supervised learning. Okay. Then unsupervised, then a reinforcement learning. Now, inside this box, we have a deep learning. Okay. This deep learning is actually made up of a human, it is kind of a replica of human brain. Okay. Why I'm saying this? It's a replica of human brain because the architecture in this, in deep learning, is quite similar to the human brain. They have, in our human, in our brain, you might have heard about the neurons. Okay. But here also, in deep learning also, the same concept is simulated. Concept of neuron is here is used in deep learning part. Okay. How it is done, why it is done, so that will be a part of a quite big lecture. Let's say that. Okay. And inside deep learning, there are you might have heard about some common neural network algorithms, deep neural networks, or ANN or CNN. Okay. So this deep learning is actually used to process huge amount of data. Okay. So let me give you one example. Okay. So suppose I generally give this example, okay, to explain the deep learning. Okay. Okay. I have an Excel sheet with 10 rows and 10 columns. Okay. Just assume that. Now all of them have numbers. Okay. And you have written only one and zeros are there. Okay. You can keep any combination. Now, if suppose if I ask you that, okay, tell me which box, which row and which column has the number more than three zeros. Okay, if I say like that. So it will take you some time. Or if I ask if there is just a number, suppose. If I ask you that, okay, what is the max highest number in this total, this complete box? If I ask you, it will take you some time that okay, let me sort it down and then find out, okay, how it is done. So it will take you around at least 5 minutes, okay, just in 100 records, right? Now, similarly, if I give you 100 images, okay, if I give you 100 image and I ask you that, okay, tell me which image contains a bird, or if I ask you which image has blue color, it will not take you couple of seconds. It will not take you more than couple of seconds to identify that, okay, this image has blue color. So that's how actually our neuron works. That's how the neural network, that's how our brain works, that it is very effective in such type of data. Okay. And the same concept is built into deep learning. Now, inside deep learning, there is very famous topic we will be discussing. It's called Gen AI. Okay. Gen AI is actually a kind of a deep learning technique. Okay. Which will actually give you the output which resembles like a real world. Okay. And inside Gen AI, we have transformers model, and you might have worked on about ChatGPT, Gemini. Okay. These all are a Gen AI tools, you can say, or products. Okay. Now, coming to SAP AI. So, since we are in SAP AI demo, so let's talk about more on to SAP AI. So, how SAP AI is working. So, again, in the same, if you see the picture, so at the bottom, you see there is an SAP BTP box is there. Okay. So, everything starts from SAP BTP, from an SAP. Now, inside this SAP BT, we have SAP AI core. Okay. And we will talk about the TensorFlow and Python. I will explain that what is this. Okay. So in this SAP AI core is there. And on top of SAP AI core, we have SAP AI business services. Right. Now all these things, these steps are embedded in SAP applications. Okay. So SAP application, you see S4HANA is there, success factor is there, Ariba is there, and customer experience, right? Now this, if you should talk in SAP language, okay, SAP call them as embedded AI. Why embedded? Because inside SAP application, everything is embedded. So you don't need to worry about that, okay, how to write a machine learning algorithm, how to write a code so long, so heavy code, how to do that, I will not be able to. Such kind of thoughts it will be coming into. So don't worry. That's why SAP talks about embedded AI. Okay. They have integrated all the AI models in SAP AI only and SAP BTP, which you can directly access to SAP AI Core and launch it. That we will be seeing we will talk about SAP BTP. Okay. So some common use case like invoice matching, okay, intelligent RPA and demand forecasting, right? These are very common uh, use cases for an SAP folks. Okay. And yes, apart from working on such AI technique, SAP also takes care about the some guiding principles that it should not be breached, the data should not be breached, and all the compliance should be followed. So the principles are responsible, relevant, and reliable. Okay. Now I have explained the box in the previous slide. Now here you see, so we have an end user at the first, okay, from the left side. Okay. Now, the user trying to access the SAP applications like S4HANA, Ariba, C4HANA, okay, or any non-SAP applications as well. Now, that is integrated, that is connected to the SAP BTP box. If you see this blue box below the internet, okay, so the BTP box is accessible. All the SAP application accesses through HTTPS, okay, and all the non-SAP application access through REST APIs. Now, inside this SAP BTP, we have a cloud foundry environment. Inside this, we have AI services. You can see. So here, AI services are accessible through SAP AI Core and SAP AI Launchpad. And these are some common use cases. You can say document information extraction, personalized recommendation, a data attribute recommendation, Okay. So these are like, for example, if you want to extract some information from a document, okay, like I have a PDF and I wanted that, okay, how many products have been used? Probably generally we have so many documentation, okay. But now I wanted that give me all the products used in this document, okay, and give me the prices as well, and along with the year-wise price I need it. Suppose that is your request, okay, and that is your requirement. Then it is very easy to perform this task in AI services. AI will actually go through your document and it will give you the exact results. Now, how machine learning on BTP is used. Okay, so machine learning is actually a predictive power and Python tool. So in machine learning, without Python, machine learning is not. And Python is actually a kind of a blood of machine learning. Like if you have worked on SAP technology, so I say that blood of SAP is ABAP. Everywhere, if you go in SAP, you will find ABAP. The blood of SAP is ABAP. Likewise, blood of machine learning is Python. Without Python, machine learning will not be there. Okay. Yes. And there are some common libraries are there, like NumPy, Pandas. So this we will talk about in more detail, okay, when we'll be going through the module-wise session. Okay. This is part of the program actually. And we will see that, okay, how to read the data, how to load the data, and why Python? The first question is, why Python? Why not any other language? Why not ABAP? Why not Java? Why not XYZ? Why not C Sharp? Why not A Sharp? Or why only Python? That's the first question it should come. So the beauty of Python is that see every language, okay, every language has some dependency. Okay, they are platform dependent. There some are database dependent. Okay, like in ABAP, if I give an example of ABAP, so there is a limitation. Like if I access 3 lakhs or 3 million, okay, 3 million records in just one instance, it will give me. It will actually the system will shut down. It will give me short term that okay you cannot use. So that's why we use other techniques in ABAP to overcome this. But in Python, Python is infrastructure dependent. Okay, like what does it mean by infrastructure? Like you have these days infrastructure is getting built that every company is providing their own infrastructure, like heavy system, heavy CPUs, heavy GPUs. These days CPUs are going back now. GPUs are actually coming into front, right? Everywhere. So because you need a GPU for processing any type of machine learning algorithm. So here Python what tells it actually tells that okay, you have a good infrastructure, you have an infrastructure to a 2 terabyte of GPUs and you have a database of 10 terabytes. I'm okay with that. What Python says like that. Okay. You can just give me some 1 terabyte of data. For Python, it's just matter of 5 minutes to process the 1 terabyte of data. It's just a matter of 5 minutes. So if you increase the data set to 10 terabyte, I'm not talking about GB or MB, no, I'm talking about the TB size. So terabyte, because artificial intelligence works only on huge data sites. Okay. They are, you can say data hungry. We call it data hungry. If you feed them more data, your model will be more accurate. Okay. So that's why Python. If you give 10 terabyte of data, it will process all the 10 terabytes of data very easily. Yes, it will take time. It might take time, 15 minutes or 20 minutes, of course, but it will process your data. It will not say that, okay, the language is having any problem, they have some dependency. No. So that is the beauty of Python. Okay. That's why Python is commonly used in all the AI and ML technologies everywhere. Right. And then there are some libraries related to deep learning. You see here it says the TensorFlow and PyTorch. Okay. Then how ML is, you can leverage ML on BTP system. Okay. So as I have mentioned that SAP AI Core provides you such environment, Docker containers. where you can run your Python-based ML for training or any kind of inference. Okay, you can use that. And inside this, there are two types of learning. I hope you must have seen the learning techniques, supervised and unsupervised. So, supervised learning, and let me give you a brief about these two learnings. Okay. So, supervised learning is kind of it has a tutor approach. Like, okay, I have an input and I have an output. Okay. Now you ask your machine to learn all the inputs and all the questions and answers. I will give you the question and I will give you the answers. Now I will take some exam and I will not tell you that which question I'm asking in the exam. So that is called supervised learning model. Okay. And it's kind of a predictive maintenance. So suppose there is one use case here. So you have a sensor data, okay, on your BTP system, and you are actually trying to predict that when my machine will be for maintenance. That is the use case, and you are supplying the data set in the form of an image, okay, and so you can just pass those data to Python-based ML model in SAP AI code, and it will give you results that okay, after since you, based on your data set, your system requires maintenance after probably after 20 days. Okay, such kind of data, such kind of output you will get it. And everything in S4 HANA, yes, because the main database of SAP is S4 HANA. So everything is integrated in SAP BTP. That's it. Now, unsupervised learning is like it's like a like you have given some data set. Okay. Now I will try to identify a pattern. Okay. I will try to make some grouping, okay, out of the data set. How we do it, that we will talk in the unsupervised learning session. Okay. Suppose there's a use case like a suspicious financial transaction. There are so many transactions happening these days. Everybody, small transactions. Okay. You cannot track each and every one. But if there is any suspicious transaction, how you will do it? Because if I'm a person, I'm doing at least 10 transactions per day, for example. Now if there are 100 billion and they are performing 10 transactions per day, suppose that, then you can imagine the data set. And this is, I'm telling you daily, per day data. Okay. If there are 1 billion customers using any financial transaction and one person is doing 10 transactions, just 10 transactions per day. Suppose that it will actually go to 10 billion. This is per day data. And if I consolidate all the data for 1 month, okay, 10 billion into 30. So you can assume that what will be the data size. Okay. So out of that, you have to identify that, okay, which one is my suspicious one. Okay. So such kind of insight, such kind of power will get it from unsupervised learning. Now, so how it is done in BTP? So suppose you connect your BTP system to a data lake or something, some data in your S/4HANA, okay, and you can directly integrate that data lake to SAP AI Core. You can directly supply your data set. In AI Core, you can supply your data set either in the form of CSV file, XML, or your data lake, or your SAP S/4HANA. Everything is possible. Okay, you can do that. And based on that, it will give you some kind of alerts on your BTP page. This one is suspicious. Such kind of results you will get. Okay. Now, coming towards the next portion called GenAI in SAP. So we call it as a from prediction to creation. So first thing is what is GenAI? Now, GenAI is actually used to generate original content. Okay, or you can say copy of an original, like text, image, some data or code. So at times what happens is when we used to do some machine learning training, right? As I said that these are all are data hungry. So you have to provide, you have to feed the data. Okay. But where I will get such data? I have only limited data and there are so many policies, so many terms and conditions that I cannot use this data, I cannot use that data. So that is the problem these days. Okay. Everybody is trying to sell out their data, and you don't have money to purchase it because I'm learning something. So in that case, you can take help from Gen AI, okay, to generate the data which you already have. If you have 10,000 records, okay, and you want to make it as a 1 million, there is a possibility, there is a way to create same kind of thing. Now, how it is done in Gen AI? The first thing is SAP AI Copilot is Joule. Okay. Now, before going into this, let me tell you that what is a Copilot? Okay. You might have worked on normal chatbot system that okay, if you go to any web page, you will see, okay, tell me, okay, what is the problem? You just go and tell that. Okay. So they are actually programmed on some fixed FAQs, you can say. They are just FAQs, online FAQs. That's it. You can just check the documentation or you can just try to ping them. It's just the same. If you ask anything else, they will say, okay, it's out of their scope. Simple. So that is the older version of, you can say, or older version of chatting. You can say that. So that's the chatbot use case. Now, what is Copilot? Copilot is they will try to understand your query. Okay, based on your question, they will try to understand. They will try to answer you. Okay. So such kind of insight, okay, so that is called Copilot. So you have asked us some question. So so Copilot will try to answer you, okay, based on their learning algorithm. The next question will come based on the output or anything. Accordingly, they will try to answer. Like you might have worked on ChatGPT, okay, that is a kind of a Copilot created by OpenAI, okay. Similarly, Joule is created by SAP. Okay, that's one. And it is integrated across all the SAP applications. Then how it is used? Automating content creation. Okay. So suppose you have to provide a summary or you have to create some pamphlets. Okay. Suppose you are a marketing guy and you want to create some pamphlets or you want to create a summary of a report. Okay. So these all things can be easily done in SAP AI. Okay. Using GenAI. Okay. Then at times we need some code assistance as well that okay, we do not understand that okay, what is the error in the code? That assistance can also be provided, can also be taken in SAP GenAI. And it's a generalized personal response. Okay. Like it says intelligent customer service, like I said, that okay, you can install your Copilot and overnight you don't need to ask somebody to stay over the night and be in the night shift. Okay. So generally people ask something. So you can just start the Copilot version in the night, and anybody can ask to the Copilot system, and they can properly answer your queries. So that's how the customer service will be enhanced. Okay, going forward. So some of the examples in Joule interaction, like you can show me that sales order with Q1 that are delayed. Okay, it will actually give you all the data. Okay, yes, of course, it is integrated. S4HANA is integrated, so it will pick all the data from S4HANA and it will try to showcase you, okay, these are all the date sales orders which are delayed. So such kind of input output you will get. And the other example could be product data, which is suppose you want to create a product. Okay. While creating a product, there are so many fields you need to fill. Okay. You ask Joule that, okay, create me some product fields with just the basic features, or you just give some basic inputs to the Joule. Okay. Joule will actually will create your product in the backend in SAP S4. So that is the power of SAP Joule and SAP AI. Okay. Now to use this, we have a generative AI SDK. Okay. So SAP AI Core provides development tools, which AI to use an SAP AI Core, you need to use this SDK, which is provided by SAP only. Okay. This is easily available. Now here, if you see a couple of things, like first thing, if you see that there is a code written here, SAP install this. So this is actually Python code. So install this SDK in your local or you can say in your local notebook or any development environment. Okay. And in the middle, if you see some code is also written. So these are all type. This is, you can say this is the Python code. Okay. This you can use it. You will be using it more in detail, how to install. And one more thing for Python, you can use any development environment like Colab, which I prefer a lot. Colab by Google. Okay. And you also can use Jupyter Notebook as well in case you have or you have worked on Jupyter. It is the same, but Colab is very easy to use, easy to understand, and beauty is that Gemini is integrated with Colab. So if in case you face any issue or if you have less technical knowledge, then it is very helpful for you. You can directly use Gemini and you can get the results or get you can correct the code or if you whatever you want that okay I have such data and I want like the same thing. If you have data and you want this question, show me sales order for Q1 data delayed. Okay, and you just supply the data set in CSV file to Gemini. Okay, Gemini will actually tell you step by step what code you need to write. You can just click on accept. There is an accept button. You can just click on accept and run. It, it will execute and it will at the end you will show them. You will see the results. Okay. That's how it works in Python. That's how it works. That's why Collab is more easy to use and I prefer that. So this is the page and so there was a demo. If you see here uh, in TechIt 2023 on this. So if you see this page, right? So in this is SAP AI Launchpad screen. Okay. And our use case is to email categorization production prompt. Okay. Whether my email is a spam or not. Okay. Something like that. That is my requirement. Right. So what type of email is there? It's a query or it's an escalation or what it is? Or it's a spam or something like that. This is the requirement. So if you see here inside this, once we'll be going into detail of SAP AI, then we'll see this screen in live. Okay. As of now, I'm showing you the recorded session. Okay, which was done in Tech 2023. Right? So here you see that there is something called prompt editor on top right. Okay, in blue. Open in prompt editor. Right. I hope you know what is a prompt. Okay. Let me give you a one liner. Okay. Prompt is actually a talking language or a command language, okay, for Copilot. So if you talk to ChatGPT that, okay, give me this data, how to do this, these are all called prompts, okay. For any machine learning, we call these as prompts. So don't think that this is what is a prompt and what is this. Now see, if you notice couple of things that there are multiple versions you can create, okay, and you have a message, you have a response. So you write something and you get something. So now I'll use this. So if you click on this, on one of the prompt, okay, one of the version, I clicked on one of the version and I came here. Okay, here I came here. Now I click on open in prompt editor. Once I open this, it opens like this. So this is the prompt editor. Okay. Here, if you see, left hand side, I have some messages, and at the right hand side, I have some response. So, based on the existing message or prompt, I have some response received. Now, there is some change. I do some change in the message. Okay, let's see this. I have removed some of the lines. Now I run it, and it will give me some data. Okay, I did some changes in the message, and I try to run it. Okay, when I try to run it, it gives me some response. I did some changes now. I execute it. I get some data, some different data, right? So that's how prompt works. That's how AI Launchpad you can see. And there are a couple of more things like which model to use, how machine learning model will be available. These all questions will be coming into your mind, right? So everything is available in SAP AI code. You can say that. Okay. When we will talk about ISLM module, okay, then in that you will see that okay I have a basket of models. Okay, I'll say a basket of models, and SAP actually try to use all the models. It will give you that, okay, if you want, you can use any models available in the market. Okay, so such kind of leverage you will get. Now, SAP is calling all these stuff as a SAP Business AI. They're not using SAP AI or something. They're calling it SAP Business AI. So how it is? Some use cases are for an HR manager creating a job, interview questions, scaling up. Say, so all these takes actually a lot of time. Right? Just reviewing some profiles, it takes a lot of time, and doing some processing and all that will take too much time. So here it will actually it, it could be done in just couple of minutes. You can say that scanning through all the profiles by just giving the job description, it will take just 5 minutes, not take just 5 minutes, not less. Or if you want to create some fancy or catchy job description, that you can get help from them. And also, you want some interview questions, it will be yeah, you can go and ask that. Okay, give me some interview questions. For a sales manager, okay, you want some automation of data extraction. You want something to be done every Monday. Okay, you want some data every Monday from a complete data set. For an existing one, it will take a lot of time. I remember in SAP, I have worked on from long SAP ERP system. Probably most of you have worked. I don't know. So generally, we used to schedule the job in the backend for overnight job work before HANA era. Some jobs used to run and it will take around 2 days to run. I have seen 2 days. The job is running, and after 2 days, I'm getting some report. That report is being shared with the management. Such kind of things are I've seen. So probably that is very time taking job. But now I wanted everything on the fly. I want everything now. Show me now. I want everything. So that's where you can use the SAP AI. Okay, can see all the reports as and when required and on the fly. You can say that. Okay. For an employee, if I have to book a trip, okay, and I am not aware of the company's policy, so how you will do it? So yes, you can ask SAP system and okay, book my tickets or book my business trip from this and this. So system will actually book your tickets and everything as per the company policy. Okay, they will do this by following up all the policies and compliances. So you don't need to worry. How will be a day for a warehouse worker? So automate machine delivery notes. So that okay, how many orders are there? Which machine require more attention? Such kind of insight you can see. Okay, as we have seen one use case that okay, I have a data set from IoT system, right? And how to do that when my maintenance is required. Such kind of data insight you will get. Probably you can reduce some labor, some manual work. Okay. Now, some of the AI platforms provided by giants, you can say that company and especially to SAP. So Google offers TensorFlow. Okay, it's a open source machine learning library, and it is used to develop and deploy AI models. This is a very core library which is being used in deep learning and latest technologies. You can say that. Okay, and Google also provides some pre-trained models like BERT. We will talk about BERT in detail when we're discussing on natural language processing. Okay. And OpenAI offers ChatGPT, DALI. DALI is a model which is used to create images from text. Okay. And Sora. Sora is also a model which is used to create videos from text. Okay. And OpenAI also provides some some development and integration tools so that you can directly integrate your these all models directly in your development environment like GPT-3 and GPT-4 can directly integrate via API. On the other hand, IBM offers Watson, which is for AI tools and applications, okay, and some language processing, computer vision, and data analysis techniques. You can see that. Apart from this, as I said, that infrastructure is required for all the AI related things. So NVIDIA offers platform that provides that supplies good infrastructure and robust infrastructure to help and develop AI. Okay.